The shopper is a familiar visitor to every Cadillac dealership. He's a problem to every Cadillac salesman. He's also, more often than not, a very good prospect for a Cadillac automobile. That makes him an important man to you and to your competition. Your toughest competition for his new car order are other Cadillac dealers. As a price shopper, this man is probably settled on the make of car he wants, and he'll play one Cadillac dealership or even salesman against another for the lowest price he can get. It's likely he's already shopped your other competition. Now he's ready for you, armed with what he thinks are all the trump cards. And the shopper is going to use them in playing his guessing game and in putting on the rush act. If you want to sell him a car, you have to go along up to a point. The important thing is to take control as soon as you can by slowing him down and by eliminating all the guesswork from the deal. The name of the game is slowing down the shopper. As we just said, slowing down the shopper isn't easy. Even when you succeed, you still won't close all of them. But that's a negative point of view. Let's switch it around and say that you can close some of your shoppers after you slow them down and take the guesswork out of your activity. The stake is worth playing for, but the game takes skill. So let's listen to a salesman as he describes the techniques many Cadillac salesmen use to slow down the shopper.
Let's face it, the man who walks in cold from the street and asks for a price on a Cadillac is very probably going to buy one from somebody. It's up to me to do everything I can to land his order. At the same time, neither my boss nor I can afford to be cut down to the point where there's no profit in the deal. We're all in business to make money. If you agree that this makes sense, let's take it from there. I've found that most people, even most shoppers, respond to a cordial reception. I try to show in my attitude and in what I say that I appreciate a man's coming to me and that I want to be of service to him. If you're friendly and sincere, even a shopper will loosen up a bit and be easier to talk with. However, let's say the shopper sticks to his guns and asks for a price to trade on a certain model Cadillac. When this happens, I go right along with him. If I don't have the particular model car on the floor, I take him to one of the ready cars in inventory or to my demonstrator. I make it a positive rule to look at the car he's now driving. Believe me, I learn a lot about him from this. I introduce the appraiser to his car and tell him that I need a good trading appraisal if possible. And since this is only common sense, it makes sense to even a shopper. What's more important, it makes it possible for me to write down the options he has on his present car to personally assess its all-round value, and to suggest that since we have a good 20-minute wait, why not try out a '66 Cadillac so that I can determine what he's looking for. A demonstration is very often the difference between closing on a reasonable spread and a turndown. I explained we have a rule in our dealership that whenever we make an appraisal, the owner be asked to take a demonstration ride to prove that he is willing to invest his time the same as we are. Then, armed with my option list and an acquaintanceship with the car he's driving, I introduce him to my demonstrator. I give him a quick, thorough once-over of my demonstrator while it's parked. And then, when the circumstances permit, I take him on a demonstration ride, following a preset route which lets me show off all the new features of Cadillac for '66 and the options on this Cadillac which he does not have on his. In this way, I can show him the quiet ride and my stereo radio, the exciting experience found in using Cadillac's new and exclusive variable ratio steering and triple braking system, the exacting coach work as seen in a careful examination of Cadillac interior appointments, the value of cruise control, comfort control, all the options with special emphasis on those not on his present car. I find this often gives me the stretcher I need to maneuver my difference and close up the gap. And when we return, I always have him park the demonstrator beside his car, which the appraiser has placed in an agreed-to place on the lot after finishing with it. Gimmick? No. Technique? Yes. I've found that I can slow down most shoppers if I show a lot of enthusiasm for what I have to sell. And if I practically insist, in a pleasant way, of course, on showing the man the cars I can deliver now and their features. What I'm saying is that genuine enthusiasm is a powerful force. I keep my appraisal facts to myself, and of course he wants to know. However, I've found that enthusiasm can literally and physically move a shopper along the route I want him to go. In the closing room, I ask him to select the color he likes best, and I indicate those colors that are in stock, showing him the color and trim combinations in my color book. But whatever I tell him or show him, it's my enthusiasm, I know, that takes his mind off price and steers it to product. Now, obviously, what I've been talking about is not a rapid-fire snow job, but an activity which slows down the shopper. And, as I've said, this can even mean slowing down myself, my voice, even my movements. You know something I sometimes say to a shopper if he just won't slow down? Mr. Jones, will you please tell me why you're in such a hurry to spend $7,000? Well, I'll admit that the man sometimes looks a little startled, but that's partly because I've also told him, in effect, that I'm in no hurry to take his $7,000. I follow up by finally telling him what I claim he really wanted to know in the first place, that from me he's going to get the best possible deal I can give him. But I make it clear that the best deal has to be based on both of us understanding everything that's involved. Generally, this will slow him down if nothing else has. Eventually, of course, I do arrive at a price, and it's a fair price. I stick with it. He'll obviously claim it's too high. He'll almost always say he's been quoted a lower price somewhere else. Well, I don't come down. What I do is plant a doubt in his mind that the other deal is all he thinks it is. I ask him if the deal he's been offered is on the same model and includes all the options my price is based on. And I ask him if it includes taxes, title and transfer fees, and make-ready. In short, is it the price he'll finally pay to drive his new car away from the dealership? I've learned that many times the shopper exaggerates the deals he's been offered somewhere else. He thinks I'll believe him. What he doesn't realize is that I know how far a dealership will go. I ought to. Selling Cadillacs is my business. After all, if some dealership is making ridiculous deals, they won't be around long enough to bother me. And they sure can't give the kind of good service my dealership can. So the shopper who gets that deal will come back to me later anyway, and I tell him this. My point, of course, is to plant so much doubt about the deal he's been offered that even if he takes a walk on me, he'll still question any offer he gets from another dealership. I have to sell Cadillac's quality, and I mean really sell it if I'm going to make a good deal. I can't make good deals by simply trying to match dollars with my competitors, Cadillac, Lincoln, Imperial, or whoever. Sure, it helps if I have the only Cadillac in my market that's the right model and color and is equipped the way he wants it. But I'm not afraid to lose the deal if I can't make the man see reason. Basically, the techniques we've talked about, slowing down the shopper, seem to work for other salesmen who tell me they use them. I don't close all my shoppers by a long way, but I close more of them than I did before I began using this technique. I'm sincere in telling you that I hope they work as well for you as they do for me.
How about it? Will these techniques work for you? There seems to be nothing complicated about them, and they are all aimed at closing more deals with shoppers. Show the shopper that the best deal for him consists of a fair price on his trade-in, a new Cadillac whose value he understands, equipped with options he wants, complete and justified confidence in you, your dealership, and all its service facilities, as well as confidence that you've given him your best deal. Regardless of the specific techniques you use, you'll find that it's your own attitude of self-confidence, sincerity, and enthusiasm that helps you make the best deal for your shopper, for your dealership, and for you. Many times it's also the best price deal when you play the game slowing down the shopper. Next month, we plan to visit a large metropolitan Cadillac exclusive dealership and talk shop with 3 new car salesmen and the sales manager. This will be a candid, on-the-spot report which we feel will bring you ideas and effective sales techniques. Be sure to watch for Salescraft Release number 7. Report from Miami, Florida. You were there.